This is the most exciting time to be studying biology and history. The amount of data about the natural world has exploded in the last 25 years, and we are now in a position to ask and answer questions that were previously only ever dreamed of. We have determined that an entire sequence of the human genome, and we are in the process of sequencing the genomes of other species at an ever-increasing pace. We are closing in on a description of a molecular workings of the cell in unprecedented detail, and we are in the process of finally unveiling the mysteries of how a single cell can give rise to a complex organism seen in multicellular organisms. With robotics, advanced imaging, analytics techniques, we have the tools available that were merely the stuff of science fiction. In this text, we attempt to draw an complementary picture of the science of biology as well as provide some history and experimental perspectives on this exciting time in the discipline. I have no idea what it literally says discipline. In this introduction chapter, we will examine the nature of biology and the foundations of the science to put what we found in the context. And so, anyways, let's go on. Let's go on. Biology unifies unfies much of nature of science. Biology is a point of coverance for the informational and tools from biology. The study of biology is a point of convergence for the informational and tools from all of the natural sciences. Okay, that makes sense. Biological systems are the most complex chemical systems on Earth, and their many functions are both determined and constrained by the principles of chemistry and physics. Put it another way, no new laws of nature can be gleaned from the study of biology, but the study does illuminate and illustrates the workings of those natural laws. The intricate chemical workings of a cell are based off of everything we have learned from the study of chemistry, and every level of biological organisms is governed by the nature of energy transitions learned from the study of thermodynamics. Biological systems do not represent any new forms of matter, and yet they are the most complex. They're the most complex organisms known ever. The complexity of a living system is made possible by a constant source of energy, the sun. The conversion of this energy into organic molecules by photosynthesis is one of the most beautiful and complex reactions known in chemistry and physics. The way we do science is changing to grapple with increasingly difficult modern problems. Science is becoming more interdisciplinary, combining the exercise of varieties of exciting new fields, such as nanotechnology, Biology is at the heart of this multidisciplinary approach. Doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right. Anyways, what was that? I'm sorry. Because the biological problems often require many different approaches to arrive at a solution. I think you just need the right answer and you'll be totally fine. Life defies simple definitions. In its broadest sense, biology is the study of living things, the science of life. Living things come in astonishing varieties of shapes and forms, and biologists study life in many different ways. They live with gorillas, collect fossils, and listen to whales. They read the message encoded in the long molecules of heredity and count how many times the hummingbird beats, how many wings flap each second. They count how many times a hummingbird's wings flap each second. Yeah, talk about a beat each second. It makes it. They make a beep, I guess, when they're on a hummingbird. Anyways, what makes something alive? Can anyone deduce that a galloping horse is alive but a car is not? But why? We cannot say if it moves it's alive because a car moves and a gelatin can wiggle in the bowl. They are certainly not alive, although we can not define life with a simple sentence. Yeah, we can. Don't do drugs. Okay, anyways. This a cellular we can come up with a series of several characteristics by okay, so apparently I'm wrong. We're gonna read what the book says here. It says that we can only come up with a series of 7 characteristics shared by living organisms. A cellular organism, which is all organisms consist of one or more cells, often too tiny to see. Cells carry out the basic activities of living, and each cell is bounded by a membrane that separates it from its surroundings. We're going to pause right there, and we're going to trim the video together or something. Well, we should keep going until the video crashes again. Order complexity. All living things are both complex and highly ordered. Your body is composed of many different kinds of cells, each containing many complex molecular structures. Many non-living things also are complex, but they do not exhibit this degree of order and complexity. Sensitivity. All organisms respond to stimuli. Plants grow towards sunlight, and the pupils of your eyes dilate when you walk into a dark room. Growth, development, and reproduction. All organisms are capable of growing and reproducing, and they all produce hereditary molecules that are passed off to their offspring, ensuring that their offspring are the same species. Energy utilization. All organisms take in energy and use it to perform many kinds of work. Every muscle in your body is powered with energy you obtain from the food you eat. Homeostasis. They need to change that word. All organisms maintain relatively constant intern conditions that differ from their environment, and this process is called homeostasis. Evolution. Oh, I'm going to read that again. All organisms maintain relatively consistent internal conditions that are different from their environments. So they do different things inside of them. And that's called homeostasis. Not because they're gay or straight. No, it's definitely because you're straight. Look, that has nothing to do with it. That was what the reproducing one was about. It. In case you were wondering, evolutionary adaptation. Organisms interact with other organisms and the non-living environment in ways that influence their survival, and as such a consequence, organisms adapt to their environments. Living systems show hierarchical organizations. The living biology of the world is a hierarchical that is each level builds on the level below it. Cellular level at the cellular level, which is like atoms, the foundation elements of matter are joined together in clusters of molecules. Complex biology molecules are assembled into tiny structures called organelles with membranes bounded units we call cells. The cells are the base unit of life. Many independent organisms are based only of single cells. Bacteria are single cells, for example. All animals and plants, as well as most fungi and algae, are multicellular, composed of more than one cell. Okay. Organic level cells in complex multicellular organisms exhibit 3 levels of organization. The most basic of that of tissues, which are groups of small cells that act as a fundational unit. Tissues are turned into groups of organs that the body composes, and then several different tissues that act as structural function units like bones and stuff. Your brain is an organ composed of nerves and cells and a variety of associated tissues that produce protective coverings to contribute blood, and the third level of organs. So the second one contributes blood. That's important right there. And the third level of organization, organs are grouped into an organ system. That nervous system, for example, consists of sensory organs, the brain, spinal cord, and neurons that convey signals. And then, they put this in here also for you guys. Right over here is where they start, and it goes up, and so on and so forth. It's just your cells, molecule, lungs. It looks like a liver, to be honest with you. Neurons, so on and so forth. The population level indicates the population level, individual organisms can be organized or categorized into several hereditary levels within the living world. The most basic of these populations, a group of organizations of the same species living in the same place. All populations of a particular kind of organism or from a species, its members similar in appearances and able to interbreed at a higher level of biology organization. A biological community consists of all populations of different species living together in one place. So they're talking about aliens there. Like they were going to be able to eventually communicate with other people, other races. Not races, that's not the right word. Other species. There we go, my bad. Don't know why I thought that was right. It's not. They're called species, that's for sure. Okay. Don't breed with aliens. The ecosystem level, at the highest tier of biology, organisms and biological communities in the physical habitats within which it lives together and contributes an ecosystem. And for example, the soil, the water, the atmosphere and the mountains interact with the biological community, and so on and so forth. The biosphere, the entire planet, can be thought of as an ecosystem that we call a biosphere. In case you didn't know, we live in a biosphere. Don't you know that? Okay, anyways. We're almost done. As you move up this hierarchical, novel priorities emerge. These emergent priorities result from the way in which components interact, and they often cannot deduce just from looking at the parts themselves. Examining individual cells from examples gives little hint about a whole animal. Well, yeah, I think we all have white blood cells for the most part. Most things that are living have white blood cells. So they're right, Anyways. You and all humans have the same array of cells as a giraffe. Well, we know that, sorry. As it is because the living world exhibits many emergent properties that it is difficult to define life. It's really not, dude. Just don't do drugs, and you'll be alive. The previous description of common features in organisms of living systems began to get at nature of what it is to be alive. To the previous descriptions of the common features and organization of a living system begins to get at the nature of what it means to be alive. The rest of this book illustrates and explains the basic ideas and tries to provide a more complete account of living systems. So I will see you tomorrow, which is going to be 426. Welcome to my YouTube channel.